All right, here we are. We are under the ramp, and we're gonna start cleaning out from under here. Got a little bit of stuff everywhere. Thought it might be interesting to kind of get a little sneak peek at the life and what some of this stuff is and what it means in my life. So let's get to it. Okay, so you notice that we cleaned up in here since the intro. This is all styrofoam that I broke down into contractor bags. All that's trash, and got those boxes out of here that were in there. Um, yeah, I'm excited to get under here now. It's cooled off a little bit, so I can actually get out here without a fan on and do some work. Swept up a little bit, just kind of cleaned up the area, and even put some stairs over there for yeah, being able to store some of the stuff as I'm doing whatever project I might do over here in the near future. And yeah, excited to get it cleaned out. But we'll start with these guys. These are S&M slide pipes that at one point seemed like they were just giving them away. They take up storage. That's a big concern with business and everything, and moving inventory. But yeah, I got 4 of these things. There's 3 right here, 2 together, 1 and half, and you can put them all together, take them out to the row and roast. And my buddy Roy has my other one, and he's been putting it to use. So I'm gonna get these out of the way, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got that stuff moved over there. Up next, we have the stall trainer, is what I call this contraption. It's upside down right now, but flip it over, and you screw this into the quarter right here. It kind of makes a little ledge, and you can do little ice picks and toothpicks on it and stuff. It's really like a little bank to sub kind of deal, but fun to have, fun to do stuff with. But we're just going to get it out of the way for right now. And this is like another board that is part of that. All right, stall trainer is out of the way. Let's continue to get deeper into the bat cave. This half of it anyway. This is like the storage wing kind of. But we have first, we have some Vans that I wore to a Swamp Fest the rainy year when it was still had that pavilion, and I think it might have been the year they took the ramps under it and everything. But yeah, it was just a mess, and I wore them anyway. It's a cool little souvenir, but it might be time to let go of some of these souvenirs. We'll see though. Maybe not yet. Next up, we have these Adidas with some spiders on them. I'm wearing gloves for hopefully to help me with any of that. Boosinits, I believe. Yeah, these are kind of cool. Dad mode for sure, but I always liked them. But probably heading to the trash now. All right, so see, well, this thing is pretty much toast. I built all of this with that pretty much with this guy, and it got pushed to its limits. Same with the batteries. I was killing them things constantly. But yeah, I have another one now, and maybe with some testing, somebody could get a secondhand drill or something, but I think it's toast. All right, so we're in here now. It's probably just dust you're seeing in the camera, really. More than anything, the bugs are outside for sure right now, but in here, not so much. But yeah, we're going to start digging through all this stuff, and maybe I'll talk you through some of the framing and just the weirdness that it was, and why I saved certain things, or garbage in a lot of cases, if you will. But yeah, let's take a look. We'll go ahead and just grab these out of the way. These are just a yard game. All right, there's 1, too. You use these like little bolos to like kind of get points on which one it lands on, and pretty fun. All right, I'm gonna get these out of the way, and we'll be right back. All right, so we got those over there. Let's get back in here. All right, we have the entrance, and this is gonna be my first project. Not a ton of fun for probably you guys, but I'm just gonna get all this scrap wood into this cubby right here. I already have a ton in here. And this is stuff that I use whenever I'm making these contraptions. I'm putting something upright in the barn or moving the sub box around or any of that stuff, and I use these brackets to do a lot. And yeah, I'm just going to put all of this in here. Some of it's just template leftovers that I've been saving for a rainy day or something, but yeah, we're going to get all this stuff just kind of tucked in here, and we'll be back and ready to talk about some of this other stuff. I always thought these were cool too, these little cigar shaped or surfboard shaped or eyeball shaped template leftovers when you're making the sides, the quarters on the ply. There's like this leftover if you use one sheet for multiple transitions. And yeah, one day I might maybe art projects is kind of what I say with some of these weird looking scraps for, but things I've yet to do, but hope to have all the time in the world to do. So let me get these put up over here with this, and then this whole area is cleared out, and then we'll move further back into this stuff. All right, so we're back. These surfboards are over here, and we are ready to move on. I'm going to keep going straight ahead, and a ton of water bottles, water jugs, refilled and ready for hurricane season, I guess. Some are empty, but maybe it's time to refill these or something. Get a better organization on it, get rid of some of the bad looking bottles, but it doesn't hurt to have any of this. Hopefully you never have to use it, but good to have it if you need it. Power outages, stuff like that. All right, so we got all those water bottles out of the way, and I'm thinking that I'm not going to make you wait to see this guy. I don't think this is the last cool thing that's in here, but it's one of the cool things. But yeah, this one actually is special to me, so let's pull it out, get it in some real light, and take a look at it. All right, so we are back. This is a special bike to me because it was given to me by my friend Roy Washington Jr. It is a Bulldog Bikes Black Star 20-inch race frame, and I believe it's chromoly. It is chromoly. But yeah, this was my first time being kind of associated with the brand other than helping Roy with some videos and stuff. The first time I was living up here. And anyway, yeah, so I was moving to Florida. There was a racetrack at my local extreme facility, I guess, skate park slash racetrack slash dirt jumps. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long. It closed after a long time when I got down there, but I did race this for a season, had some fun, and represented the brand and my homie Roy. But this is a Bulldog Black Star 20-inch, like I said. Some signs, forks on here, stealth forks. There's so much cobwebs on this thing, so much dust, but it's cool to see. Shadow Conspiracy, Crow logo, stem. I'm not sure what bars these are, and I'm honestly not really sure who gave those to me, but I know the forks were Roy. I think this might have been from Stephen Walker. Shadow Conspiracy grips, probably Stephen Walker. He was working at the bike shop and helped me with this build. We got tangent sprocket on here. As you can see, you can
remove those bolts, change out your gear ratio before a race. Not 100% sure on these cranks. Definitely something Roy gave me. These are something that Roy gave me that Jimmy Mack gave Roy, and then Jimmy Mack knew that I had them and everything. But these are Truvative pedals, really nice pedals, honestly, but they were super gnarly. I had to take a Dremel just to get those pins down a little bit. When I first had them, it kind of felt like you were floating above it and you can't back them off. So I had to take a Dremel to those. They were super gnarly. And then you see here, this is Bulldog Bike's signature thing, was the square back end. And RIP to the legendary Jimmy Mack for what he did for action sports and culture and everything else. And cool to see him on the magazine covers. And I'm glad to have known him. So, like I said, this is the first race frame. That's when I started getting heavily involved with Bulldog Bikes and Jimmy Mack and Roy and the website and everything else, and making videos and content and everything else. So this one means a lot. First one, and then I ended up getting a Cruiser and a Freestyle Illmatic as well. So I have the trifecta, if you will, of all three: the 20-inch, the 24-inch, and the 20-inch Freestyle frame by Bulldog Bikes worldwide. All right, so we got the 20-inch Bulldog Black Star out of the way, and we're going to take a look at this. This is a whole lot of nothing. I'm not sure, if I dig in some of these boxes a little bit, maybe I'll be surprised, but this is just this stuff. So when I built the ramp, I was kind of worried about noise and the neighbors. I wonder how many of these I'm getting on my hat. At least I got a hat on. Anyway, yeah, so I was worried about the neighbors. So I came up with this idea to have this stuff insulated right here, and use cardboard and these little green nails, come a little plastic thing, tiny nails, and nail into the back of the studs, and then layer it on the front. Pick a bunch of clean material and sound deafening stuff. I hope it looks all good inside there, but I haven't seen any signs saying that there's anything in particular I need to be worried about. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's all of this stuff. A lot of it's just going to get thrown away now. This is that's the stage I'm at right now. It's like, let's get it cleaned out. Let's get anything in the garbage that needs to be in the garbage, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into this guy. And if I see anything interesting along the way, we'll tag in. All right, so we got this looking pretty good in here. Emptied out. Nothing significant, just a bunch of dunnage and void filler paper and stuff. It's kind of useless, honestly, because it's so old and got cobwebs on it, so you wouldn't want to send that to a customer. But anyway, I wanted to take a look back here. We're pretty much done now, but I did see a couple little things back here that I'm going to grab out just to take a look at. Not everything. I'll do the majority off camera, but because I know this is actually, a lot of this stuff is just kind of the same as what was under that last one, just a lot of dunnage, but thought this was kind of cool. It's got a tear in it now, but SE Bikes, we ride as one. When I was doing all this cardboard, a lot of this is bicycle boxes, Treks, and all kind of stuff that my buddy Stephen Walker gave me from the outside of Holly's Bicycle World. And I was grateful for that, because that allowed me to do something I feel like it actually definitely works, and it feels way more solid, I feel, because of all of that kind of cushioning in between each rib. But we have this guy, SE Bikes. Let's dig a little bit further in here. This thing is super fragile, so maybe I'll get these out of the way first. These are Tony Hawk skateboards. I'm not sure how or when we would have got those, but probably Chris is or something. Honestly, I'm blanking. I don't remember him. I remember him having like a Ninja Turtle skateboard, but that's about it. Same with this. No telling. Sweet pea. And these are Vincent Amanda's boards. Couple boards. Now let's get out this. If I can get this out in mostly one piece, that would be awesome. There we go. Okay, we got a good chunk of it. Let's get this out here and we'll open it up and show it to you. This is a ODI Grips banner that was at Omni Trails. I believe Roy hung it up, and either the weather or something got to it. I didn't think it was up for very long, maybe the wind. But yeah, just a old crusty dusty piece of Fayetteville BMX history. And right here in the barn, just like a lot of other history that we've made in our local scene, and we're proud of it, and it's going through phases. And Omni Trails era was definitely a good one. All right, so tripod, like I said, it's mostly just, you can see, just junk, just stuff I gotta throw away, and I'll do all that off camera. But there's one more thing tucked back here that I'd kind of forgotten about, if I'm being honest. I had a random thought about it the other day, but I wasn't really sure. We'll bring this out here. We'll show it to you in the light. All right, so we have a container of sawdust from the barn build. Just a single one. I didn't save too much. We swept the majority out and burned it outside. But let's take a look. Could be filtered out a little bit, but yeah, it smells great. Maybe one day that would be cool to make into a ring or something to remind myself of this place that we've built. And thank you to my family, my wife, my friends for supporting this journey. Don't worry, I'll handle this stuff if you'll just give me a hand with some stuff in the future. Anyway, appreciate y'all joining in. This was all pretty much under there. This was out to the outside, but the majority of this, except for those and over, we're all in here. So yeah, thanks for joining in and watching an episode in the barn. Hopefully next time we'll be doing something different. Appreciate y'all joining in. Subscribe, like, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.